Building a strong men's group doesn't happen overnight. It takes dedication, commitment, and a brotherhood. But the impact, it's eternal. Today, we're going to talk about the power of men coming together, sharpening one another, and growing in faith. Together, we grow stronger, and together, we can leave a lasting legacy.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the New Path, New You podcast. My name is Ron Cool, and today is all about building brotherhood, how to start and strengthen your men's group. So if you're not already a part of one, we're going to talk about how to start one. If you're already in a group, we'll explore the ways to strengthen it and take it to the next level. So if you're looking to start a men's group, let's start with that. It really starts with the focal point of God and surrounding yourself with other men that want to have that same focal point. Because this is not, let's get together and watch football. This is not, doesn't mean that you can't do that. I'm just saying, this is not a fantasy football conversation. This is, let's get better in our lives. Let's make God a priority. Let's work on our relationship with God. I need some accountability from other men. Let's strengthen each other. Let's continue to move forward in what God is calling us to do. Let's become the men that God is calling us to be. So I want to talk about setting some expectations and goals and meeting schedules. And we're going to look at the Bible for some of this stuff right here. The early church, this is Acts 2:42 through 47. The early church, they met regularly, shared everything, and grew together in faith. So let me read it. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give it to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. So they came together, they were being obedient, and then the Lord added to their group. So I've done multiple groups. I've done a group where it was monthly, and those are nice. However, it didn't really help with discipleship for me or for the other guys. It was too infrequent. I've done bi-weekly, which are great. But I will tell you where I saw the biggest impact, the biggest change was when we started doing them weekly. When guys committed to weekly connection. And what we would do, we had a very structured time where part of it was a Bible study. Part of it was how is God moving in your life. Part of it was just some prayer. But when we committed to meeting weekly. Now, in the Bible story I just shared, they met daily. Now, I know most of us have jobs and we can't necessarily meet daily. However, you can connect with someone that you have given access to. If you need accountability to that small group partner, you can meet with them daily. You can connect. You could check in with them daily. And that's where we started seeing actual progress and steps and breakthrough in our small group. So expectations come with an open heart. Come ready to commit to the group and what we're going to do. meeting schedules, I'd really push to a weekly meet. Monthly is not enough. Bi-weekly is okay. So if you can only commit to bi-weekly, do it. But I will tell you, when you come weekly, that's when you'll start to see things, because you can't hide from accountability when it's weekly, because you're going to be asked about it. So you're going to want to make some progress so you could share. Good or bad. So if you're looking to start a group, look at finding people at your church. And I would probably bet there are men's groups at your church. And if you're like me, maybe you don't feel like you fit in. And that's just the enemy trying to trick you. I almost stopped coming to our men's group. And I'm talking about our men's ministry at church, because I said to my wife, I didn't fit in there. Those men were not like me. I'm not like those men. And her comment, and I'm so grateful she said this, was, oh, that's nice. Why don't you go back next time? And I was like, oh, okay, thanks, honey. So I went back. I mean, we fast forward, and I've shared this story. Now I'm the men's ministry director. So you think the enemy was trying to stop that? Because if I would have quit going, I wouldn't have continued on the path of obedience that God was asking me to do. To become, and I'm not saying I'm there. I'm not saying I'm done and I've achieved. I'm just saying, if you quit and stop doing what you're called to do, then the enemy's won. So if you're looking to start a group, find a couple guys that want to chase God, find a time that works for you, meet. We can give you a structure. You can reach out to me either at newpathnewU.com or on Instagram. I'd be happy to share just a meeting template and structure with you to help you start that group. But if you already have a men's group, how can you strengthen that? If you already have a men's group, how can you strengthen it? I hope you're already doing Bible studies. Encourage sharing of testimonies and accountability. If you do those three things, that's going to strengthen it. I would also encourage to share how guys think God is moving in their family and themselves right now, today. What is God doing in your life right now? Foster deeper discussions and encouraging personal growth. And let that vacuum sit on the table. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to the last episode. We talked about just leaving space open so that people can talk. You don't need to be the one talking. So this is a quicker episode because it's really about action. This is about action. Either go start a men's group, go join a men's group, or strengthen your current men's group. But be intentional. Doesn't matter if you're beginning or strengthening your group. Consistency and trust are key to building this. In Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. So again, takeaways: go start a small group and be intentional. Join a small group and be intentional. Consistency and trust. Building a small men's group takes time and effort, but the rewards are eternal, and together we can grow stronger. And I look forward to hearing how you're growing. And if you need help, reach out. Cannot wait to connect with you on Instagram or head over to newpathnewU.com. See you next week.